All right, welcome back, everyone, to Too Much Talent. Today, I'm joined by my co-founder, Juraj Lenoch. Juraj's had an incredible journey in recruitment, and we're kind of diving into how it all started, some career milestones, and some random fun stories. So, Juraj, thanks for joining me, the last of the co-founders to be on one of the podcasts.
Thank you, Matt, for having me. It's a great honor to be on my own podcast. And thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. I appreciate it.
Yes, yes. So, let's get started. How did you get into recruitment?
Yeah, it was an interesting story. I didn't know what I want to do as a teenager, and my dad one day just came to me and be like, "Hey, man, like, what about recruitment? Like, you like all these sports teams and how they scout players into the teams and then buy them and make them successful and make the team successful. Maybe this would be for you." And I was like, "All right, it sounds interesting." So he actually helped me get my first job in a local agency. So I was
Nice.
just processing papers. But yeah, that's basically two things that helped me, and I'm grateful to my dad for bringing it to me.
Awesome. I think most people kind of get into it super randomly, but yours actually has some kind of meaning behind it, which is
Yeah.
cool. And was there any specific moment that you knew that recruitment was going to be your career? Like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do the rest of my life.
Um, I'm pretty sure, yes, there was few moments, but it was taking me a long time to realize it. There was also a lot of moments when I just wanted to quit recruitment and just do something else, whatever else it was. So yeah, I think now I fully realize it when I have my own company with you guys, and we are, really using our experience and know how to really deliver the best candidates in the most efficient way. I feel like that's when I can realize after so many years in recruitment, and now it just all, are all the puzzle pieces put together. So
Mm,
now I feel like it's the moment when I'm like, I can do it for the
nice.
rest of my life, probably.
Nice. Well, to answer my own question, I do have a very specific moment for me, and it goes back to my Muse days. We did every year MuseCon, which is when the whole company got together to do some kind of presentations and workshops and a lot of fun, of course. And the end of it, there was an awards section, and actually, I got some sort of award. I don't remember what it was, to be honest, but the most powerful moment of my career was there, where Matt, the CEO, asked the room, and there's 400 plus people, to raise their hands if they had been hired by me. And when you heard that noise of all those hands going up, and I turned around and looked, and like three-quarters of the room had their hands up, and it kind of like it's giving me goosebumps talking about it now. It always does. But it was a really powerful moment for me to like kind of validate all the hard work I put in and like how successful the company was as well. So yeah, for me, that was like a very specific moment where I knew like, okay, I'm good at this, and this is what I should be doing the rest of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel great, man. I'm kind of jealous. All my candidates are just digital personas in the end, and I haven't seen half of them.
Yeah, I miss the old days where we did interviews in person all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. Good old times.
Tell me what your favorite thing is about recruitment.
I think it's exactly what you just said, the sense of accomplishment. So when you hire someone and they succeed, they thrive in the position, the company is happy with them, and they can see the added value of the candidate. I think that's when I'm like super happy. So I always try for that to bring happiness to both sides, yeah, and makes me happy in the
That's
end.
nice. Everyone's happy.
Of course, yeah.
And what is your least favorite thing then on the other end?
Sourcing, definitely. I mean, it's probably
Sourcing.
sourcing. Yeah, sourcing is my least favorite part. I think it just it's very hard work. Sometimes you
Mhm.
can get successful, sometimes you don't, and it takes time to get someone. Usually you need to, reach out to a lot of people and get few hires from that. That's ideal. Sometimes you don't get anyone. Sometimes you reach out to one person and hire them. So yeah, sourcing for
Yeah.
sure.
I had this moment last week where I was doing some sourcing, and I was just thinking how I cannot wait till our new feature is live, where we can kind of target and automate that sourcing part. And yeah, looking forward to what we do to shake up the industry.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for that. Just gonna upload job descriptions and get the sourcing done.
Yes,
I
yes.
am excited for that.
All right, so changing speeds here a little bit. So you've had a very different path in recruitment than me. I kind of started in startups actually, and never looked back. But you started in some larger corporations, right? And then later on got into startups. So I was wondering if you could share with everyone, like, what are some of the main differences that you saw?
Yeah, I was actually switching companies, startups, corporates, outsourcing companies. So I had pretty good, interesting experience in the end. I think the biggest experience and the difference also between startups and corporates is the speed and the dynamics that both companies or both types of companies actually bring. Startups obviously super fast, dynamic, very, very stressful as well. Corporates, you can hide there. You can be a little bit more chill, and you follow a set bunch of processes, to deliver people. So, and you have a little bit more stability and security, I think. So there
Mm.
are good and bad things for both, I think.
Yeah. There was one point in my career where I considered joining a corporation. I took one interview on the phone, and the person talked at me for 15 minutes straight without me getting one word in. And that's when I knew I would never join a corporation.
Sounds about right.
And of course, our paths crossed in a startup called Rossum, where we worked together for some time. Yeah, we needed a really strong technical recruiter, which is you. Thankfully, we found you and we brought you in. But I remember our interview very, very clearly. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. I had a blast. I had to create a it was a Miro board, I think, with a strategy how to hire 40 Python developers. I think
Mm.
it was pretty awesome actually. But yeah, it was good interview with the whole team, and most of you are my friends still. So I mean, it was a great
Oh,
experience.
nice, nice. Yeah, and I also remember that you had something in your CV about basketball, and I wanted to ask you about it. And you seemed a bit taken aback or a little bit caught off guard about that.
Yeah, I remember that as well. I don't remember exactly what was it. I think it was about my favorite player or what position I played, which I probably said point guard because mostly my favorite players were point guards. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure I asked you back, what is your favorite player and what
Mm.
position you
Yeah,
played?
I've always been a Kobe guy, always been a shooting guard. Even though at some point, yeah, I was the bigger guy on the court as well, but I always liked to shoot. And little fun fact, Kobe's nickname is the Black Mamba, and Finlay's parent company is Mamba Technologies. So yeah, we're trying to incorporate the Mamba mentality into the way that we work here.
Absolutely.
Um, so we're actually talking about expanding into the US market at Finlay. So I have to bring this up. Yuri actually spent some time in the US as an exchange student back in high school. Can you share a little bit about your experience there?
Oh yeah, it was amazing experience. I definitely suggest everyone to try it out when they have kids. I think maybe a lot of our audience is not gonna be going to US for a high school exchange year, but I did. And basically, when I arrived there, I just was put into football team by my host dad, who was a special teams coach at that time. So I was supposed to be a kicker because I was the only guy who could kick a football. It was surprising to me, but that's what I did. The first
Typical
practice.
to make the European the kicker, huh?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So yeah, I just joined the first practice. It killed me totally. It was hard work, and we played the first game maybe within 2 weeks. So it was very dynamic for me and put straight into water, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun in the end.
Nice. And from that experience, like being living in the US or football or both, anything you learned from that that you kind of still use today or later on in your life?
Yeah, I think the experience actually opened my eyes a little bit about the world, how it works. I met a lot of different people from little different backgrounds than I was. I was a city boy and I was in Wisconsin, so a farm boys all over the place. It was amazing experience and I loved every one of them. And I think it's a great experience to broaden up your views about life and general and also about how world works. And
Mm,
I think that's also a reason why I live in Czech Republic because it's out of my home country and I was prepared for it thanks to US just to explore something completely new.
nice. Awesome. All right. So to wrap up, what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out in recruitment?
And so now when I think about our interview at Rossum, it was the relationships we built together. And thanks to that, and thanks to my decision, and also Rossum's decision to hire me, I have, great friends from there. And I think a lot of these relationships are helping me now on the path of a co-founder. So I think relationships and recruitment are the most important ones, especially with candidates and also your colleagues, even hiring managers. So this is something you can build your future career on, and I would definitely advise everyone to go for that. And obviously to be persistent because recruitment is sounding easy, but it's not easy in the end. And you need to be a little bit skilled in it to
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, definitely. I always tell people it's not rocket science, right? But you really need to have that human connection. The human aspect is super important, and just be a human being with people, and you will succeed in recruitment, right? Um, that's why at Finlay we don't just do AI only. We combine our AI with the human touch, right? Which is the most important part.
Yeah,
Cool.
brilliant.
Well, thanks, Uri, for sharing your journey, your advice, your stories, and everything. It was a lot of fun. To our listeners, stay tuned for more episodes. And if you need help with hiring, you know what to do. Let us know.
I would
Thanks.
also just add one more thing, Maddie,
Oh,
if I
yeah.
may. If you're also looking for jobs, just hit me up and I'll connect you with the good jobs. Of course, we all will. So yeah, let's keep in touch and thanks for having me.
Alrighty. Take care. Thanks.